All right, we're back here 9:24 on your Wednesday morning. We're appreciating the fact that you're spending part of your day with us here on Minnesota Live. All right, how do you watch movies? Do you watch them in the theater? Do you watch them at home? Doesn't really matter because they could drastically change. Netflix bid to buy Warner Brothers is happening, and you also throw Paramount into the mix, and so there's a lot going on in the movie industry right now.
Lots of stuff going on. Netflix isn't the only company looking to get Warner Brothers, by the way. Economics professor Tyler Schipper from the University of St. Thomas is here to break down what's going on for us common folk and let you know what it means for us consumers maybe in the end. Good morning.
I like to think of myself as common folk.
Hold on a second.
Hold on a second.
We're not talking economics until we address your attire today. You walked in and we all went, oh my gosh, you look awesome.
I'm a little hurt. The producers told me everybody was going to be dressed like this, and I show up, I'm the only one.
Surprise! Joke's on you.
Yeah.
You look great.
Really pulled one over on me. Yeah.
So tell us about the big moves in media. We're hearing a lot about that lately, especially this one with Paramount.
Yeah, there's been a lot of consolidation in media from news corporations to streaming giants, and this one was kind of orderly in that Comcast, Paramount, and Netflix all put in bids for Warner Brothers. And then Warner Brothers made a decision like, we like the Netflix bid. It looks the best. Netflix was super happy. They were going to acquire Warner Brothers, which is mostly known for being a TV studio, but also owns HBO, HBO Max, so some of the Game of Thrones content, for instance. But then things turn around and Paramount does this hostile bid in that the board had already decided, but they decided to come back with a different offer. And now it's looking like maybe Netflix says they still like the Warner Brothers still says they like the Netflix offer better. I mean, all these companies, it's a little hard to keep track of everything. So we'll see what ends up happening with this, but it is super interesting. It's going to be a movie itself probably at some point because it's like billions of dollars being thrown around, corporate titans and personalities, maybe a sprinkling of nepotism and presidential politics in there. It's got a little bit of everything.
Well, and regardless of who ends up getting it at the end, I mean, they're going to have a massive collection of movies and shows that we all watch, and I kind of wonder what that means for the consumer.
Even once there's a deal here, this still has to go through regulators. And so suppose it is Netflix, right? Now we're talking about this streaming giant who's now adding a bunch of other content. And maybe you start to worry that they have too much pricing power. They've kind of got this monopoly aspect to it. And that means they might raise prices for consumers. And that will be something that...
What a shock.
Yes, what a shock, right? But at the same time, I know that there's somebody out there be like, what if I didn't have to have HBO Max and Netflix? What if my Game of Thrones and HBO shows all showed up on Netflix? You know, and then there's also consolidation usually comes with job losses. And so that could be a downside of any of these consolidations, as well as maybe we see less movies in theaters because Warner Brothers is generally a production studio that's sending theatrical releases, whereas Netflix is a streaming service. So these consolidations can lead to a lot of changes in both jobs, but also what a given industry looks like as they consolidate.
Right. And speaking of job losses, the new unemployment numbers came out, and there was a mixed bag there.
Right. And so the new is because these are kind of old. They were pushed back because of the government shutdown. And so we got this kind of rare 1.5 jobs reports. And it was, so for the October numbers, they kind of offset our little bit rosier September numbers. So that's kind of a wash. And then in November, we added 64,000 jobs, which doesn't sound bad, except we probably need at least 100,000 jobs just to keep up with new people entering the labor force. So it was not a great report for the job market at all.
What about Minnesota? What do you think of that? Are we kind of following the same trend, do you think?
Yeah, same trend in that unemployment's generally been coming up over the last 2 years, actually, in Minnesota. But I think perspective here is really important, which is we started from one of the strongest job markets in the country, where we were probably top 5 lowest unemployment rates. Now we're kind of more in the middle of the pack, that our unemployment rate's 3.7% with the latest data. So we're still doing better than other parts of the country, but we have not had as fast of job growth to keep up with some of the best performing states.
And the Fed has been trying to keep up with all this by raising or lowering the borrowing rate, which affects everybody who owns a home or a car, rents a car, leases a car, whatever. How are they doing with all of this?
And because I'm not common folk, I could see each FOMC meeting as its own blockbuster movie. And,
really?
And it's getting more exciting because you're getting these divergent views on the Federal Reserve. There's a lot of hand-wringing because they're supposed to do two things. They're supposed to keep inflation low, but that's been kind of coming up a little bit. People are feeling that. But the labor market's also looking weak. So they have actually cut rates the last 3 times they met, including when they met last week, but there's disagreement. There's this chunk of people that decided to cut rates. There was 2 people that didn't want to cut rates, and then there was somebody that said we should cut rates more.
Oh.
And kind of looking forward, I think that disagreement is going to continue as long as there's this tension between their two mandates.
That's kind of what I was thinking about for next year as we look ahead to 2026. Do we think that we will see more rate cuts, or are we thinking we've kind of maybe leveled off now?
So once a quarter, the Federal Reserve gives their projections, and they projected they'd cut rates once in the new year.
Okay.
I'm hoping that it's more than that. I think with what we're seeing in the labor market, the Fed's probably going to have to do more if they want to kind of boost growth and hopefully keep people out of unemployment.
Is it normal? I know this is dragging this one on, but I'm interested. Is it normal for the governors of the Fed to argue like this, or there's usually a
lot more agreement.
Yeah.
So there's sometimes disagreement, but for the most part, it's strange to see 3 different Fed chairs or presidents of regional banks voting against the majority, especially in 2 different directions. And so that is making meetings a little bit more interesting. And you can imagine that even among people that voted to cut rates, there was probably disagreement, and some of them had misgivings about the way that they were voting still. But they like the idea of the Fed operating with consensus.
All right, so I know you don't have a crystal ball, but as you look ahead to 2026, are there still talks of recession? Are we still in a situation where we're paying a fortune at the grocery store and, for vehicles, and people are putting things on layaway at higher rates than we have in years past?
Unfortunately, yes.
You think?
I think there's a good chance that we don't go into a formal recession where the economy actually gets smaller. But most of the forecasts out there says that growth is going to slow next year. And so for people that are already feeling all of those things, and if the economy slows down even more, even if it's not a technical recession, it's going to feel like a recession to a whole lot of people. And that's why you're going to keep hearing stories about affordability. Just that the gap between wage growth and inflation is getting way, way too small for most people's comfort. And unfortunately, those stories are going to continue in the new year.
And we report every single day on, property tax rates and levies going up in every single city across the state. Right. And it's not just in Minnesota, it's everywhere. Right. So everyone is feeling that pinch for sure.
Before we go, Elf Tyler, tell us some good news. What is the good news?
I made sure I had something for you all, which is I dove deep into the reports and I found that milk and cookies are barely up this year. So milk's 1.1%, cookies 1.7%. So it's not going to cost you that much more to appease Santa Claus and hopefully get yourself off the naughty list this year.
All right, that is good news, Tyler. Thank you for joining us here in the studio throughout the whole year, actually, and Happy New Year. We look forward to seeing you in 2026 as well.
All right, up next, Elizabeth Reese is going to join us with a guest who's joining her in the kitchen this morning. Hi, Liz.
Oh, you guys, Amanda Paw from Heartbeat Kitchen fame is back with me this morning. She says she's got the best Chex Mix you can make.
I got it.
You got it.
Family secret.
Oh, it's in the oven. It's coming out. This is going to be just the right recipe for your holiday snacking coming up next on Minnesota Live.